Okay, guys. So today we'll be practicing about AWS VPC service. So how the questions related to AWS VPC, Virtual Private Cloud, is asked in the certification exams of AWS. So let's start with the question number one. A company needs to host a web application in private network within AWS Cloud that is isolated from the public internet. Which service they should use to define this virtual network? AWS Direct Connect, Amazon VPC 53 IAM. I think the correct answer will be B. Yes, VPC lets you provision logically isolated sections of AWS where you can launch AWS resources in virtual network, right? Okay, question two. Which component act as a virtual firewall for AWS EC2 instance to control inbound and outbound traffic at instance level? Network ALC, security group, internet gateway, VPC endpoint. I think it is D, but I might be wrong. It is B actually. Security group act as a firewall for associated instance controlling inbound and outbound traffic. At the instance level, network ACLs operate at the subnet. You have a subnet in VPC that needs to communicate with internet. What must be attached to the VPC to allow this NAT gateway, customer gateway, internet gateway, VPC. So I think let's check the answer. The answer is internet gateway. A internet gateway is horizontally scaled, redundant, and highly available VPC components that allow communication between VPC and the internet. Right. Moving to question number four, a developer wants to ensure that specific traffic is denied from entering a subnet regardless of the security group setting. Which tool is best suited for the subnet level filtering? This question is just opposite of the third one. So I think it will be B, but I might be wrong. I have not learned this topic, but let's see. Yes, B is correct. A network ACL is an optional layer of security for your VPC that acts as a firewall for controlling traffic in and out of one or more subnets. Unlikely security groups NACL supports deny. Your application in a private subnet needs to download software updates from internet should should not be accessible from the internet. Which component allows this one-way traffic? A NAT gateway, internet gateway, egress only internet gateway, or VPC peering? Correct answer is a NAT gateway. A NAT gateway allows instances in a private subnet to connect to the internet or other AWS services but prevents the internet from initiating a connection with those instances. Which feature allows to connect two VPCs together so that resources can communicate using private IP addresses? VPC peering, transit gateway, AWS private link, VPN connection. Which feature allows you to connect to two VPCs together? Yeah, so that the resources can communicate using private IP address. So the correct answer is VPC peering is a network connection between two VPCs that enables you to route traffic between using IPv4 and IPv6. An administrator wants to connect their on-premises data center to AWS VPC securely over public internet. What should they use? AWS Direct Connect, AWS Site-to-Site VPN, VPC peering, Internet Gateway. Wants to connect on-premises data center to AWS VPC. Okay, let's see the correct answer. AWS Site-to-Site VPN creates a secure connection between your data center. Site-to-Site VPN creates a connection between your data center or branch office and your AWS cloud resource over the public internet when you want to connect your on-premises data center to AWS VPC. 15. Eighth question. You are configuring a VPC, want to ensure high availability. What is the AWS recommended practice for placing your resources? Place all resources in a single availability zone. Spread your resources across multiple availability zone. Use a single large subnet for all resources. Only use default VPC. and want to ensure high availability. Spreading resources across multiple availability zones is a core best practice for high availability and fault tolerance in AWS. Question 9. What is the primary purpose of route table in VPC? It stores password for easy to know. It contains a set of rules called routes that use to determine where network is directed. It manages the IP address allocation for the user. Uh, yeah, it acts as an antivirus for the VPC. Correct answer is a route table contains a set of rules that use to determine where network traffic from your subnet or gateway is directed. A user needs to access an AWS service from their private subnet without using an internet gateway or NAT. Which feature should they use? VPC endpoint, NAT gateway, internet gateway, Route 53. A user needs to access an AWS service from their private subnet without using an internet gateway or NAT device. The correct answer is VPC endpoint enables you to privately connect your VPC to support AWS services. A VPC endpoint enables you to privately connect your VPC to a supported AWS service and VPC endpoint service powered by a private link without an internet gateway or NAT access. Right, so this is the correct answer. We'll discuss VPC more in a separate video. Thanks, and share this video with one who wants to prepare for AWS certification.